Welcome to the 2022 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this weekend edition, June 11th, 2022. We continue to see the degradation of the U.S. economy and, yea, the world economy as inflation soars, jobs shrink up, and layoffs continue into this summer. Now that the kids are getting out of school, graduations have already happened, things are going to be taking the turn for the worst here as we head into the summer and the fall months here, not counting any black swan events. So we're going to get right into it today. Thank you for your support. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest and financial news that affects the U.S. and the worldwide economies. And also look forward to the latest live stream, face-to-face live stream that will be coming this week and during the next week here, probably on either Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, probably Wednesday most likely, June 15th, 2022. Live stream is coming, face-to-face live stream with me, June 15th, 2022, sometime around between 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. To look for that to be coming on the announcements of the section. Thank you for your support. Now on to business. We have payrolls. Private payrolls increased by just 128,000 in May, according to CNBC. This is the slowest of the growth of the recovery, ADP says. ADP is a payroll processor. Small businesses took the biggest hit during the month as companies employing fewer than 50 workers reduced payrolls by 91,000. And we've seen this time and time again in this whole health crisis and the third year of this health crisis, the third year of this economy slowing. Small businesses have been hit. Everybody says they got the PPP loans and the idle grant loans. All of that has been dissolved in the payroll and operations expenses. Very few went in very few of that money went into capital expenditures, capital improvements for a lot of these small businesses in the leisure, hospitality, retail services, independent contractor services, construction services, small businesses, and things of that nature. So you have to take into account that effect too. And what we're not taking into account too was a lot of the small businesses, the PPP loans, the auto grant loans, some of that money was fraudulently spent. About 10 to 15 to 20% of that was fraudulently spent, according to some reports. But we don't want to worry about that. But what's issue is that both the private sector and the regular sector job growth is slowing down. It's stagnating. Weekly job claims fell to 200,000, so that's good. The layoffs are not accelerating, but there's still layoffs here. The news spending here. So job creation is decelerating to the slowest pace, and those who have jobs are not seeing any meaningful wage gains. It's mostly due to inflation. So this is a very concerning thing going on here because small businesses are the lifeblood of the U.S. economy, and not only U.S. economy, probably this in Europe to a lesser extent, the European economy, the European Central Bank, also other economies too as well, depend on these businesses as well. And so when gas prices continue to rise, the average price of a U.S. gallon of gas right now is at $5 U.S. dollars right now. That's for regular. We're not talking about super premium and all of that. In California, it's already over $7 a gallon for some of these things. Diesel is at $6.35 U.S. dollars right now for diesel in some of the lower price areas. Diesel may already be over $7 a gallon in places like California, Illinois, Texas, Florida, you name it, South Florida. So inflation, the official numbers is at 8.6%, and you guys know that the unofficial numbers is topping 17, 18, 20% right now. But the official numbers may hit double digits by July the 4th holiday. It'll be officially over 10%. And I've been preaching this for the last, 2, 3, 4 months that inflation will top. If you go back to my previous videos a couple months ago, even a month ago, I told you that inflation will hit 10% officially. And here we are in June the 11th, and inflation is at, the official numbers is at 8.6, really 9%. So 1.5 percentage points away from 10%, which is coming at the end of June. And mortgage rates are going to hit 6% and above in the U.S. Surging food, gas, and energy prices all combined to the gain. And of course, fuel is up. Shelter costs, and this is the biggest thing. People say, whether to rent or to buy. I'm not a financial planner, guys, but I mean, look at they have us all in the catch-22 because rental prices have been gone up tremendously in all of these markets, from Miami to LA to New York to DC to Baltimore, Detroit, Indianapolis, Kansas City. Rents have increased 30% year over year, just in these last 6, 7, 8 months here. So, and you know that housing, transportation, and utilities take up the majority of Americans' paycheck, at least 40 to 50%, maybe even higher. Housing, transportation, and utilities. And so, with housing prices going up, the average mortgage rates now is at 6% for a 30-year fix, which is crazy. And all of that, it can really be a catch-22. So whether you rent or buy, this makes sure something that's within your means, because both prices are going up. Either way, you're in a catch-22. A lot of people have been looking at alternative housing, tiny homes, RV, stuff like that, but you still have to pay fees in terms of parking it, lot fees, and different things like that in the rent. So inflation will continue to accelerate to 10% or above. And here we go right here. Food prices have been up 25%. You name it. Every time you look at the food place, you get the same items. Even at Walmart, you're spending $150, and it's like, man, what did I really get? And so, guys, we have to be cognizant of that. One thing I will say is that the used cars and trucks industry, I do see a forecast a decrease in prices of some of these used cars and trucks as people trade in their vehicles for smaller vehicles. As some Americans and some other people trade in their vehicles for smaller vehicles, are considering public transportation. And I want to tell you this, guys. There was a study in some of these smaller and mid-time cities. People are using public transportation more, whether that's the subway, the buses, or the local shuttles around town to get around. Especially senior citizens are using public. I found that interesting too. So that tells me that they're cutting back on transportation costs by using public transportation, because gas is so expensive, and it's just now starting. I believe gas will get the national average, according to AAA. I believe before it's all said and done, it may be close to $7, $8 easily, guys. Before the summer is done. So we'll come back to that. But I want to say Stitch Fix shares sink after company announces layoffs, offers weak guidance. Here we go, guys. These discretionary income things, these discretionary subscription services, for those who don't know, Stitch Fix is a place where you can rent clothes, basically. You can they send you a box, clothing subscription box, and you can rent clothes for a month or two, and they charge people money for that. They're laying off 15% of its salary workers, about 330 people. Guys, this follows on the heels of Netflix laying off people. All of these companies with this discretionary income that Americans we used to have, in terms of going out the movies, going out to eat, having subscription services for like shaving cream over men's clothing boxes for women, Rent the Runway. All of these companies like that, they're going to be laying off people this summer tremendously here. The shares tumbled nearly 11%. And so this is what we're going to be concerning about here. Here's Elizabeth Spalding. She's the CEO of Stitch Fix. She's going to be continuing to make more layoffs as people cut back on all these unnecessary spending that they're doing. Well, here we go again. The Charlotte Observer. More layoffs hit Charlotte mortgage industry. Nearly 50 workers will lose their job. Charlotte is the banking capital of the South and the Northeast. Basically, it's kind of has Bank of America headquarters, a couple other banks there, headquarters, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo laid off people. So here we go again. The mortgage industry will continue to see more layoffs because mortgage rates are at 6-7%. So people who qualify, and that's where if you have, a FICO score of 750 or above or something, you get the prime rate of 6%. If you don't, if you're in the 600s or 650s or 500s or whatever, 580s, the minimum for the FHA, you're getting probably higher than 6%, maybe like a 7.5 already or 8% already. So guys, layoffs will hit the mortgage industry, as you see right here. In Charlotte, the banking industry. Wells Fargo laid off this last week, and this week we have more layoffs in Charlotte. 50 more workers laying off. Wyndham Capital Mortgage, they're gone. They got the pink slip. So guys, one bright spot though is we still have the internet. We still have ways to do work from home. That's a blessing. For a lot of different jobs right now that are doing remote work, and those employers that are allowing that. A lot of independent contractors are finding a lot of work online and using Square and PayPal and other payment systems to get payments in to continue to work. So that is a blessing. But guys, continue to be vigilant and preparing. And this summer, please stock up on food, medicine, supplies, anything that comes from India, China, Singapore, Thailand. Those things could be in short supply. So stock up on food. In addition to food, medicine, security, and other supplies, you want to stock up on items, on winter clothing items and items that just in case the power goes out or we may have brownouts. Not just in Texas. At Texas, when the power went out in Texas and they had a deep freeze this last summer, well, it's possible that other major cities can have brownouts. Maybe not all day, but you may have 1 or 2 hours where power go out due to utilities being strained with this heat wave that's coming up this summer, and also with the lack of workers. Everywhere have shortage of workers. Now they're saying pilots are having shortage of workers on the regional carriers to get to some of these bigger airports like Chicago or O'Hare or any of those big LAX or any. So the regional airlines are saying they're having problems getting pilots apparently. So they're cutting the hours that the pilots need to be able to get licensed and get typecasted and to get their type certification for these different type of aircraft. And so that's also we got to look at too. So it's a lot going on, guys. I just hope you have a great weekend. Try to get some fresh air. Continue to work, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next episode. And on Wednesday, don't forget, Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, I will be face-to-face, the live episode, Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, at about 6:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, here. So mark on your calendars for that, and I'll see you then. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. Bye-bye.